All right, hey, sup, guys? So, UFC Fight Night Font versus Vera is happening this weekend, and we're here to preview the card and then make some bets. So, let's just start off right now with the main event: Marlon Vera versus Rob Font. What do you guys think about this fight?
Um, I don't understand Marlon Vera. Why I don't get how he got ranked this high. I don't get why people like him. I don't get it. Rob Font
Yeah,
to win because jab cross, and he has pretty good wrestling and cardio. He didn't look tired at the end of his Aldo fight. He took Cody Garbrandt to a pretty lopsided decision. Yeah, I think Rob Font all the way.
I'm gonna
I
I'm gonna endorse
all right,
that.
good. Ryan
I'll
Lorenzo.
go.
Sorry.
I'll let you. We'll give the Rob Font side, then you can do your little Cheeto thing. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I think Rob Font is just better, almost to the point where I don't know. I don't know why the line is so close. I don't know why people are so high on Cheeto. Like when you I'm about to look at this wiki real quick just to pull up all his last fights. Marlon Vera. His like he beat Frankie Edgar, who's like 7,000 years old. Which is cool. But that fight wasn't even like that wasn't like a dominant display. Like he beat Frankie Edgar, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. I don't think it was anything to write home about.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Davey Grant. Jose Aldo whooped his ass. He got the win against Sean O'Malley, and then he lost to Song Yadong. I don't know, bro. Like I know people can grow, but if you're losing decisions to Song Yadong like 2 years ago, like I don't see you beating Rob Font. Like Lorenzo said, at Rob Font jab cross. Um,
That's
I
it.
don't. When you look at the fight that Rob Font struggled in, like Jose Aldo, like Cheeto is not Jose Aldo on the feet. Like he's not going to be lighting up Rob Font like that. Like he doesn't have the offensive grappling, I think, to like consistently put Rob Font on the ground. And I just think Rob Font lights him up to a decision. Probably not the most interesting one, but
yeah. I mean, I get that. I think it's a close fight. Either way you slice it, I think the line's right. I think I would say it's like probably close to 50-50, and I'm just
Yeah.
gonna choose the underdog here, Marlon Vera. Um, I like so like I do agree. Like so, I do think this is going to be a largely like striking matchup, and I do think that Font is a better striker. Now, um, I do think like Vera has certain advantages. For one, I think his chin is better than Rob Font's. I also think he has a wider array of attacks. Like Rob Font, like pretty much everybody in like that New England cartel, like they're all just very boxing heavy. Like you could tell, just like every fighter on that roster, like Burgos, Cater, and then Font, like they're all just very boxing heavy. Which it's like I mean it's a good style, but like I don't know, like Vera just like Vera has like really good kicks. Like obviously like the front kick knockout on Frankie Edgar. He has like the leg kick knockout with Sean O'Malley. And I think he has a power advantage too. I don't think Rob Font has that much power. I mean, if you're taking Cody Garbrandt to a 5 round decision, like the only person who hasn't knocked out Cody Garbrandt as of late, not a good look for your power. So I think I can see this fight where it's like Rob Font's like winning on volume and significant strikes, similar to the Aldo fight, and then like I could just see like Marlon Vera just dropping him um, randomly and then winning rounds like that. And yeah, I don't know. I think Vera has like the finishing threats. I think he has the submission threats, and yeah, I kind of like him. I
Uh,
kind of like him.
um, when did Marlon Vera get power? I think Frankie Edgar just doesn't have a chin anymore. Um, and I mean,
I mean,
Sean O'Malley
that
was
was a
kind of a
really good
freak
opponent.
accident. He also Rob Font did better against Aldo than Marlon Vera did. And also I think Rob Font has fought better wrestlers than him and scramblers. Jose Aldo
so
couldn't even wrestle him, or Jose Aldo couldn't like wrestle or grapple him when he just wrestled Marlon Vera. But I've never seen Aldo really do that, to be honest. He backpacked him, and Ricky Simone is an insanely good win. Um, yeah, I don't think Vera has anything here for him.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think like Font even necessarily did better against Aldo. I mean, like
He
Font
didn't get
Aldo
finished.
clearly. I mean, neither of them got finished by Aldo.
Font was like winning 4 minutes of most rounds, or like 3 minutes, until he just got dropped by Aldo's power. That's about it.
I mean, again, like yeah, but Aldo
I'll
clearly
definitely
did.
better than Aldo. But
I mean,
I mean,
Aldo clearly did more damage in that fight. Like even though like the numbers will say that Font like outlanded him by a lot. Like, I mean,
Aldo won, but Font did better than Cheeto. I just don't.
I know. I don't think so. No.
I don't see what the
Cheeto
argument is
Cheeto
with
way better.
Cheeto. I just don't see it, bro. Because like, what is he? He's not gonna outpoint Rob Font. Like, if him and Rob Point get into a point fight on the feet and just like jab cross, leg kick, like he's not gonna outpoint Rob Font in that. Rob Font's gonna outvolume him. And I just don't think he has the power to bother Rob Font or the offensive grappling to bother Rob Font. Like, I just think it's a good matchup for Rob, and I think it's a relatively uneventful 5-round decision with a lot of slick boxing and moving around.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can see that. That can happen for sure. But I'm just gonna take Cheeto. I think he has multiple ways to win. I think submission's there. I think knockout's there. And look, yeah, you're right. I don't think like Fawn has the volume for sure, and I do think he's a better boxer. But again, I think like Vera just has. I think Vera has the power advantage, and I could see him like knocking down Font just like to win those rounds. Similar to Aldo. But,
I mean,
yeah, let's move on.
I mean, sure. I mean, we'll say whatever. Font wins.
Yeah, I like Marlon Vera. I think he could win in any 3 facets.
Okay.
So let's move on to co-main event. We have Jake Collier versus Andre Arlovski. Old man Andre.
Old man Andre. I'm thinking is this going to be just the typical Arlovski fight? I feel like Arlovski's laid a pretty solid blueprint for his fights over the last few years. Round 1, come out, look like Cyril Gane. Movement on point, dancing around, looking like Muhammad Ali. Round 2, you start getting a little tired, start fading, still probably win. Round 3, it's real close, but you eke out the decision. I kind of just see that going this way here. This seems like another prototypical Arlovski fight, where he wins the first round comfortably, the second round closely, and then gets the decision.
Yeah, I think Arlovski's fought people like Jake Collier multiple times over. Where he fought Carlos Felipe and Chase Sherman, who kind of fight like him. You know, volume at this level here, and then not much power to speak about, weirdly, at the heavyweight division. And then he's just gonna out technique him, and then, you know, that's about it. He's just gonna be more skilled, play his pace, and yeah, I don't have much hope for Jake Collier against this here. I mean, Arlovski might be in a 4-fight win streak, and who knows, maybe he'll get ranked before he retires. But these are like the perfect matchups for him. Also, apparently, Arlovski's fighting out of Chicago, Illinois, so we're repping him for once. And apparently Jake Collier's from Cuba, Missouri. So he's from No Excuses MMA. That's a great name. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I like Arlovski. I mean, like, he pretty much only loses the best guys. He kind of like takes care of all the up and comers that may or may not be in the rankings, right? Like Jared Vanderer, Carlos Felipe, Chase Sherman, like all the guys that aren't good enough to like break into that top 15. He pretty much takes care of. And like, yeah, he loses to guys like Tom Aspinall and Rosenstrike, you know. But so yeah, I mean, I just like Andre here. It's a pretty close to pick and fight, but like, I mean, Andre just has the experience. I think he has a better striker, and I think this fight will be on the feet. I think he's gonna outpoint him.
Yeah, pretty simple fight. We all agree. All right, next one, Andre Fili.
All right, Andre Fili versus Joe Anderson Brito. So actually, I could talk about this fight. I really like Andre Fili here. I think, for me, besides like Romanov, obviously, Andre Fili to me is the lock of the card. I think Andre Fili is really good. He's way better than Joe Anderson Brito on the feet, and Brito, like, the only way he could win is to take Fili down and then like kind of grind him out there with the wrestling. But like, I don't even know if Fili's like a better wrestler necessarily. Like, he had like a lot of trouble taking down Bill Aljo, and then like on the feet he was just getting tagged. I mean, he gets hit a lot. Yeah, like Fili's just a way better striker, and Fili's also just a really good grappler too. He doesn't really use that a lot, but he's a good grappler. So I don't even know if Brito could take him down. And honestly, I think Fili's probably gonna finish him, even though he's not known for finishes. But yeah, I like Fili here a lot.
I agree with all that. The only thing that I was hesitant to like put Fili in bets for is I didn't really know much about Brito, so I was like, I don't really know. Like, is this like a minus 260 line because Brito is just like whack? I definitely think Fili is solid. Like from the few moments I've seen of Brito fighting, I don't think Fili's gonna piece him up on the feet. But yeah, I mean, I think you're right. It seems like a lock, but I didn't want to bet it just because who the fuck is Joe Anderson Brito, you know?
Yeah, I have nothing to add. I didn't really research Joe Anderson Brito. I know Andre Fili. Andre Fili tends to lose some really good competition too. So, unless I don't know who Joe Anderson Brito is, but who is Andre Touchy Fili?
Yeah, dude. Now Fili's good, man. He's really good. I mean, honestly, he's been in the UFC forever.
Oh yeah,
and
I know.
This is Brito's second fight. He lost his first one. Yeah, I like Fili all day.
Okay.
All right. Let's move down. We have Jared Gordon versus Grant Dawson. What do you guys think about that?
Go for it, Turner.
Someone, I don't got much on this one.
I don't got much on this one either.
Okay. I actually did some tape study on this one too. This is a pretty interesting fight. So Grant, this is interesting because like at first like I was like this kind of weird line for Grant Dawson because he's only minus 145, and he was a big favorite in like a lot of his previous fights, especially like in the Ricky Glenn fight. But like that fight, I feel like scared people off because like he was like really gassed that third round, and it was only a draw because he lost that last round 10-8 because he was just like gassed hard as fuck. But then like in his other fights, like he's basically known to just like ragdoll people. And like he's like a wrestler first and foremost. His striking is like not very good. Very like basic sort of wrestling. But then yeah, he's going against Jared Gordon, who I think's really good. His best win is his last one against Joe Selecki, which is really good because Joe Selecki's also really good on the ground. He beat Jim Miller on the ground, which is like a really impressive victory for Joe Selecki. And yeah, Jared Gordon, he was able to survive the ground. And then like in the later rounds, he was just able to stop the takedowns and then win the fight on the feet. So I think this line is about correct. I think it's a stay away, like minus 145 plus 125 is like I think that's about where it should be. I think Jared Gordon could for sure win. I would look at this as like I would look at this like as a live bet play. Like Grant Dawson comes out really fast and like he uses a lot of strength to get those takedowns. And as we saw in the last fight, he gassed really hard, especially when like his opponent made him work. And but yeah, this is probably a stay away from me. But then like I would consider a live bet on Jared Gordon after the first round for sure because I think Grant Dawson will win the first round, but then he might gas. So I would look out for that.
I like Grant Dawson just based on his record. I remember his Leonardo Santos fight weirdly enough. He won at like the bell almost, but I don't really remember much of Jared Gordon.
That fight was sketchy. That fight was sketchy because I don't know what the scorecard was, but like he might have been down 0-2 in that one. Yeah.
Santos is old, so.
Yeah, Santos old as fuck. He gassed hard too. He's not gas hard. Okay. All right. Darren Elkins versus Tristan Connelley. Last fight on the main card. Oh no.
I actually have a lot to say. This is one of the fights I researched here because this is how Tristan Connelley was an underdog, and I feel like that might be a bet to make. Looking at both their records, because I don't trust Darren Elkins. I really don't. His nickname is the Damage, and as the Damage, he absorbs a lot of, you guessed it, damage there. Like, I watched his Cub Swanson fight. Cub Swanson's a good striker, but he, like, finished him in under a round. He dropped him several times. Though, to be fair, he wheel kicked him. He wasn't out quickly. He did whatever. And then, when I look at his wins, too, he beat Derek Minner. Derek Minner was actually beating him really badly, but then he gassed, and then he switched position. When he beat Eduardo Gargora just got wrestle-fucked for the most part, of then whatever. He lost to Nate Landwehr. And so it seems that if Darren Elkins is going to beat you, you either need to be bad on the ground or he's going to try to gas you. Because honestly, in a lot of his fights, he's okay with the striking, but he just doesn't always look like he's there. Like, Derek Minner was touching him up a bit. Cub Swans was touching him up a bit there. Eduardo didn't really have a chance to. And when I look at Tristan Connelley, probably most famous for his performance against Michel Pereira here. But he beat him via, gassing him and wrestling him here. When he went against Pat Sabatini, who we know was really good when we looked at the last fight, Sabatini had him on the ground for 2 rounds, couldn't submit him at all, and in the 3rd round, Tristan Connelley came back and like won at least that 3rd round. He didn't win the fight, but he was gonna win it. So if Pat Sabatini can't submit you and you can actually outgas Pat Sabatini, I could see Tristan Connelley taking this to the later rounds, though Connelley does not have power. He dropped to 145. Another thing to consider, Darren Elkins is old and a lot of damage, but Tristan Connelley has been in like a car accident. That's why he's been out for so long. So, yeah, he's had some neck surgery, some injury issues, and now he's back. But I could see him outlasting Darren Elkins, and I don't think Darren Elkins is going to wrestle fuck him. So.
Yeah, I think this is another one where I would look at a live bet after round 1 for Tristan Connelley, because I think, again, like it's similar where maybe like Elkins could like get those takedowns in the 1st round. But yeah, I mean, like Elkins, he's just been fighting forever. He has a ton of damage. Like I think he's gonna gas a little bit, especially like against Tristan Connelley, who's like really known to push the pace. Like you were saying, like in that Sabatini fight, like yeah, he lost it, but like I mean, he was surviving on the ground with Sabatini for like 2 rounds, and then in the 3rd round was pushing the pace, which is crazy. And then yeah, Pereira he won by like outlasting him as well. So Connelley has a really good gas tank, man. I think that's gonna be the difference. I think yeah, I like him over Elkins.
Yeah, I don't bet on Darren Elkins fights.
All right.
Damage, bro. Yeah, we're good on that.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. All right, last fight on the main card, we have Gerald Meerschaert versus Krzysztof Jotko.
Yeah, this is the one. I also researched this fight, but you guys are both Team Jotko, so you can go first. I'm Team Meerschaert.
Your team, oh Lord Almighty! All right, here we go. Let's give the case for Jotko. All right, Gerald Meerschaert is the definition of mid. If you look at like his record, the people he beats, nobody knows. And we watch a lot of UFC. I would challenge you guys. Do you know who Dustin Stolzfus is?
Oh yeah, I researched Jeremy Shart.
Oh, okay. But like, if you didn't research before you researched Gerald Meerschaert, did you know who Bartosz Fabinski was? Like, let's be real. Like Meerschaert looks good when he fights people who aren't good. When you see him fight people who are like decent, like okay, Chimaev destroyed him. I won't hold it against him, but Ian Heinisch destroyed him. Kevin Holland that was a long time ago. Jack Hermanson beat him. Thiago Santos beat him. Like anybody who's respectable recently gets the better of him. And then likewise, if you look at who Jotko's fought, his last fight was with Serkinov. Before that, it was with Strickland. Before that, he fought a few nobodies. Then he took some losses against good guys. I just think he's more tested. I think like because I feel like when Jotko fights people who are good, he loses a little more convincingly than Meerschaert, who kind of just gets smoked. And I just think Jotko's better. I think this is a Jotko unanimous decision. Relatively boring point fight. I don't really know. I don't see Meerschaert causing too many problems for him.
You know what's interesting about Gerald Meerschaert? Like, it's crazy. He has like, let me look. He has like 34 victories or something. 33. Like, he has. Wait, how much does he have?
He finishes all his fights.
Yeah, he finishes all his fights. 34 victories, 2 decisions, which is crazy. None of them are in the UFC, by the way. So every fight in the UFC is by finish that he wins. But yeah, so the thing, I mean, like it's pretty clear what his game plan is, right? He's gonna try to take down Jotko and look to submit him. But like Jotko has really good takedown defense. I think he's just gonna keep it on the feet, and then like on the feet, like Jeremy Sharch is not good. Like Jotko will be able to have his way with him on the feet. And look, like Jotko, like in his last fight against Meerschaert, like he was grappling with him, he was surviving on the ground. I think he'll be able to do that with Jotko, who is like not a good wrestler. I don't think, yeah. So I think he's just gonna keep it on the feet and then beat Jotko that way, or beat Meerschaert that way.
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in Gerald Meerschaert. He's been the underdog for most of his last fights here, and I think his record is really deceptive. When you look at all his fights so far, he really only loses to pretty decently ranked competition, with maybe the exception of Eric Anders, and when he loses, it's via like split decisions too. Like he doesn't really lose decisively. He's gotten knocked out by Thiago Santos, Okay, fair enough. Ian Heinisch, fair enough. And then Kazmat Shemaev here. Everybody else he kind of beats. And the way he fights isn't necessarily trying to get you down. He actually pressures you on the feet a lot. So he'll go and he'll do his like left body kick there, get you there. He'll do a left high kick there. His striking leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's actually not that bad. It's wonky, but not bad. So he actually in his Muhammad Muradov fight, he rocked Muradov several times in that fight before he was able to submit him there, and he was able to take an insane amount of damage. I'll say that he didn't look good when he was taking that damage, but he was gritty, and he was able to get through most of it there. And so he's fought a lot of names here, and I think it's a similar record to Jotko when it comes to like losing to the competition you're supposed to lose to in essence there. And I mean, he always pulls something out of his hat to end up winning for the most part there. Jotko's a point fighter first and foremost there. And if you're going to point fight against Gerald Meerschaert, I could see Gerald Meerschaert taking him down at one point and then essentially submitting him there. Yeah, I don't really... Jotko, he has good movement. That's his main thing. And then he's decisive. What's not decisive? He's what's the word? He's hard to catch. And he's a good counter puncher and everything. And realistically, I could see Jeremy Meerschaert taking him down and submitting him there. This is going to be a high-paced fight. And, yeah, I just believe in Gerald Meerschaert. You know, when you fight the future world champion, then, you know...
Ian Heinisch?
No.
Right.
He fought Kazmat. Though Jotko fought the other world champion, Sean Strickland, so it evens out.
Yeah, I mean, that's wild. I don't know. Like the Muradov fight was good, I guess, but like, I mean, yeah, like Muradov was putting a beat on him and then gassed, you know.
Well, no, he didn't gas though. Like he actually just counter struck him and like, started hitting his fights. He rocked him like 5 times in that fight. That's why he gassed.
Yeah, I don't know. He survived that first round and then.
Well, that's the thing. The first 2 minutes he survived, but then when he started counter punching, he definitely had the advantage at the end point there. So his striking is a little underrated.
Maybe. All right. What else do we want to hit
on? I just want to give Alexander Romanov a shout out. He lost a lot of weight, so now he's buffish, and it seems like he's taking MMA seriously now, which is scary. So that's all I have to say about him.
I mean, yeah, he obviously should win, but the line is just way too juiced to even make it worth a parlay or anything.
Yeah, too much.
All right.
Bet on Chase Sherman for the principal.
I feel that. And then here, real quick, Gabe Green and Johan Lainesse. I will say, Gabe Green is probably better, although I like Johan Lainesse as an underdog for 2 very important qualities. 3, actually. A, this is his UFC debut. He's coming off a knockout on the Contender Series, so I think he's going to be going for it, trying to earn his spot. 2, Gabe Green is coming off a heart surgery. I don't know if that will make him any worse at fighting, but I certainly know it won't make him any better. You're probably not going to recover from a heart surgery and become better at fighting afterwards. And number 3, Gabe Green has an interesting quality of blocking punches with his face. And Johan's got some interesting power. So I could definitely see a world where Gabe Green, sloppy, a little bit of time away from the cage, just ends up getting tagged a bunch and knocked out by Johan. Not super confident. I wouldn't put a lot of money on it, but at plus 128, it's a little bit of fun.
Oh, he's plus money.
Yeah, Johan's plus money, so it's a little bit of fun.
Okay, yeah. These odds are out of date then.
If this was a while ago, it might be different, but I don't know. I feel like there's no way you come off a heart surgery better at fighting. Like, I don't see it.
Yeah, that's fair. And apparently, this isn't anything, but on Tapology, the number 1 flyweight in Japan is fighting on this card, and we didn't even realize it. So.
Oh, Tatsuo. I don't know anything about him.
I don't know anything about him.
But I'll be tuning in for his fight. That's interesting.
Yeah. So.
But I don't know about him.
Okay. Let's look at our bets then.
All right. Yeah, let's go into our bets. So, I'll start off. So, my bets are Marlon Vera money line plus 115. I have 1 unit on that. I have Arlovski moneyline minus 145. I have 2 units on that. I have Fili moneyline minus 260. I have 5 units on that. And then I have Connlley moneyline plus 145. I have 2 units on that.
5 units on Fili. That's some.
I just think he's a lock, man. Like I don't think there's any way. Like I just like there's no he. I think he's just better than his opponent in every way. Like I just don't see how he loses.
You're really gonna try to keep that plus thing. So shout out to Josh who finally got into the plus zone.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to make
Plus
some money out
22.
here.
Point 22.
Yeah. I'm not fucking around, man. If I like someone, I'll just bet him.
Nice. Alright, Gamer.
All right, let me pull my shit up. Here we go. All right, starting off, we got 1 unit on a 4-fight parlay. Font, Arlovski, Jotko, and Johan. Plus 924. I'm not confident, but we'll see how it goes. And then we got a few more parlays coming in. We got Font, Arlovski, both on the money line at plus 184. We got Arlovski and Jotko at plus 163, both on the money line. And then we have Font money line and Arlovski and Collier going the over 2.5 rounds. That's plus 157. 3 units on that as well.
Nice. I think those are all good. I like the over. A lot. And Dermer had a really good week last week.
Still minus 20. Let's fucking go, boys.
Yeah. I didn't have a very good week last week. Only got one.
It's a long game.
So I had Font Arlovski as well. Plus 184, 3 units. We have the same bet there. Tristan Connlley, 3 units at plus 138. Gerald the Legend, Meerschaert, at plus 140 at 3 units. And a Font Arlovski Connlley GM3 parlay. All in one here. So I'm basically hedging all my bets here. So
nice.
That's everything.
All right. Well, this is Cold Takes MMA. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace, y'all.